It was a cold December night, and the streets of the city were deserted. Everyone was asleep, but three Cleaver minds were still awake. They were Victor, Drake, and Ramirez. All three were known in the underworld for their intelligence. They had concocted a daring plan to rob the local bank and change their fortunes once and for all. The next day, as the city bustled with activity, Victor, Drake, and Ramirez struck. They wore masks that concealed their faces. They stormed into the bank, brandishing their weapons, and demanded absolute compliance. Fear and shock spread like wildfire among the bank staff and customers as they realized the caliber of criminals they were facing. Swiftly, they secured the bank's entrances and made their way to the vault. The manager was forced to cooperate, opening the vault for the trio. Bags were filled with stacks of cash, and they knew they had to leave before the authorities could respond. As they emerged from the bank carrying their hefty loot, they were faced with a new problem. Their car had a flat tire. Panic set in, and they realized they had to ditch their escape vehicle. Abandoning their car, they ran through the bustling streets, desperate to find a new getaway vehicle. Drake's sharp eyes spotted a city bus stopped at a red light, brimming with unsuspecting passengers. An idea formed in his mind, and he relayed it to his accomplices. The three robbers approached the bus, guns drawn, and ordered the terrified passengers to evacuate. Inside the bus, the hostages cowered, their lives hanging by a thread. Victor, Drake, and Ramirez communicated their new demand to the authorities. They wanted a secure passage out of the city, provided by a private helicopter waiting for them at a nearby location. The police and special forces were caught off guard by the audacity of the robbers. Negotiations began, but the criminals showed no signs of backing down. After hours of tense negotiations, the authorities eventually agreed to the robbers' demands. They told the robbers not to harm any hostage and to tell them the location of their choice, where a helicopter would be waiting for them. The robbers cheered, but they didn't know what was about to happen to them. When they reached the location, they saw a helicopter in the distance. As they got closer to the helicopter, they stopped. No one was there, but they were alert. Finally, they reached the helicopter, but nothing happened. They got into the helicopter. As they were about to fly, the air echoed with gunfire and they were all killed. There were three snipers in ghillie suits hiding in the trees around them. One of them pressed the button on a walkie-talkie and said, "Mission accomplished," and a cheer came from the other side. The hostages were released and they met with their loved ones, and the city was able to breathe a sigh of relief. If you enjoyed the story and would like to hear more fascinating tales, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll be the first to receive new stories filled with adventure, wisdom, and inspiration. So click that subscribe button now and join us on this exciting journey of imagination and wonder